It's interesting because Mo Hyun-min is proving to be Jin Do-jun's biggest rival, which I was not expecting. But it seems like she knows him the best. She's very, very smart, and I really enjoy just watching her and watching her acting. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Dramasology Podcast. This is a review of episodes 9 to 11 of Reborn Rich, starring Song Joong-ki, Sung-min, and Shin Hyun-bin. Yeah, so this past 3 episodes were very interesting. It starts off on a very high note, which is with the accident of Jin Do-jun and Jin Yang-chol in the car, and we are basically supposed to figure out who did it. Personally, I think it's Ji Sung-jun. That said, if it's Ji Sung-jun, it's kind of obvious because it seems like he's the one that has the most stakes, and so it seems like he would be the one to have orchestrated the whole thing. But it would be interesting if they go with somebody else, somebody that you least expect. I will say that obviously there's some characters that it can't be them that did this. For example, I doubt it's the grandma just because it would make no sense. And also because the way they've explained it made it seem like as if the person that killed Hyun-woo in the first life is the same person that's trying to kill Jin Do-jun in this life. So it stands to reason that it can't be like the grandma, it can't probably be his mom, right? That's Yoongi's wife, and it also can't be Yoongi, that's Jin Do-jun's dad, or his grandma. Everybody else can be a suspect. Also it can't be Jin Yang-chol, but everybody else is a suspect. But the most obvious one is obviously Jin Sung-jun, but I wish they wouldn't go with him because he's the most obvious choice. It would be interesting if it was like someone completely unexpected, but I don't know who that could be because all the characters except of Jin Young-jun come off as being humane enough not to do something like this, right? Dong-gi, the middle child, he wishes he has more. He's kind of greedy, but he's not like a killer. He wouldn't try and kill his dad. And same with the eldest son, the uncle. He doesn't seem like he'll be the one to kill his dad, right? Jin Sung-jun is the one that seems like he would do such a thing. And it seems that Mo Hyun-min has figured out it might be him. I don't know if it's him. They're not really clear about it 100%, but the way it's shaping out to be for us, the audience, it seems that it's going to be Ji Sung-jun. But Jin Do-jun hasn't figured that out yet. But yeah, Mo Hyun-min has figured it out, and I have to say it's so interesting watching Mo Hyun-min because she's such a smart lady. She somehow knows exactly what Jin Do-jun is going to do more than everybody else. I did think back in episode 6 or so that it was kind of odd that she was the one that figured out that Jin Do-jun was the CEO of Miracle Investments, right? It's kind of odd because, these guys are all big guys in their office. This is not something that a young girl should have been able to figure out that quickly while they were still trying to figure out, why is Jose Yeon doing what he's doing? She somehow figured it out before them, and she was the one that was basically hinting at Jin Sung-jun that don't you know who the head of Miracle Investment is? And so it's interesting that everybody, for some reason, big uncles could not figure it out, but she was the one to figure it out. But I love it. I love seeing her be basically Jin Do-jun's biggest rival. I know people are going to be like, oh no, it's Jin Sung-jun, but I feel like it's Mo Hyun-min. She's somehow the best thing that Jin Sung-jun could have done for his life. That is, marrying her was the smartest thing he did because she's going to make sure he doesn't fail. He's going to fail because it's the villain of the show, but regardless, he's going to have a longer life, right, in this drama because of Mo Hyun-min, because she's so smart, right? And yeah, it's interesting when she's talking to Jin Hwa-young, and Hwa-young is like, oh, did you like him? Is that she was trying, Jin Hwa-young was trying to get something out of her, and she's like, yeah, I did. And that's why there's no place for him in Sunyang. I was like, oh, this girl, she's awesome. But yeah, she's very smart. I really enjoy watching her acting. The actress is terrific. She seems condescending, but at the same time seems very, very smart. It's very different from Hwa Young's character, who is a sport brat to the complete end. Oh my god, this episode 9 was very difficult to watch because the character of Hwa Young is I've never seen such a character. She is such a child, right? And even for once, her husband, and I mentioned that I really enjoyed watching those two together. Even her husband was pissed. I was pissed for him. How do you marry someone like this if not for money? She's so annoying and she acts like a baby, and I'm surprised she has come this far, honestly. And I guess she has because she has her dad and her brothers. But Jesus Christ, watching her act and just watching her cry and whine, it was so annoying. I've never seen such a character before. But yeah, I have to say that in comparison to Mo Hyun-min's character, Sung Min-young's character is not as developed, is not as strong. And I did have this issue in the first timeline in the sense that Jin Do-jun mentions, or Hyun-woo mentions, that she's somebody that even big conglomerates come to fear. And I'm thinking, that makes no sense. Why would she be someone that they come to fear? Like, she's one girl in the prosecutor's office. Why would it be her that, like, I mean, I know that, like, yes, prosecutors, this is what they do and everything, but we all know, like, in real life, that's not how things work, right? And so, in this few episodes that we just watched, they make mention of the fact that she has no power at work, right? She's being used for, like, the optics, and so this is something she wants to overcome by going after Hwa-young and, digging into the fact that Hwa-young has basically embezzled money from the company. But I find it difficult to understand because earlier in the first few episodes, we learned that Sung Min-young's dad is someone big in the prosecutor's office. I think he's a special prosecutor or something like that, right? And so she's somebody that people have tried to suck up to, right, in the past. And it made no sense to me that she's having this issue at work. Like, given what her dad is, shouldn't it be, like, easy for her to get cases? Like, people should be handing out the best cases, being like, oh, like say something nice in front of your dad for me. Like, you're trying to suck up to her, basically. That would make more sense. But they make it seem like as if she has no power at all, and I don't understand that. Like, I'm not, like, is her dad retired now or what? Like, I don't understand. Like, is she powerless or does she have a powerful dad? Because if she has a powerful dad, it would explain why in the first timeline she's a force to be reckoned with, because she has the backing of her father, right? That would make more sense. But they make it seem here that that's not the case. Like, her dad isn't, I don't know, like, it's not connecting on that level of, like, why is she struggling so much given who her dad is, But yeah, I will say that it's interesting because when episode 9 started, I was like, wait, I thought they were, like, arguing. I thought the, like, grandson and the grandpa, Jin Yang-chul and Jin Do-jun, were basically at war. But it seems like they weren't at the beginning of season 9. So like episode 9. So I thought I had missed an episode or something. But I guess Jin Yang-chul is warming up to Jin Do-jun because he's basically he now understands that actually Jin Do-jun is the, like, grandson that resembles him the most, right? It's the descendant of his that resembles him the most. So maybe that's why. But there was a disconnect there for me for a second, because in like episode 8 they were still, like, at war seemingly, and then episode 9 and he was sitting in the office at the beginning of episode 9, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess like things have changed. But yeah, I do have to say, like, it's kind of sad that Jin Yang-chul's character is succumbing to, like, his illness, because I enjoyed watching him throughout this drama. Like, it's unfortunate because, oh my god, this is a big problem, right? Like, him losing his memory and, having this illness take over him basically leaves Jin Do-jun with less power in a way. Because I think his grandfather made it so that his children, like Jin Do-jun's uncle, couldn't be too harsh on him. But now that his grandfather is succumbing, it actually gives the eldest son and his own son, Jin Sung-jun, the right to basically take over the company, because his dad is no longer able to function correctly, right? So this is actually, I guess, where the height of the drama is, and him taking and putting effort into buying Sun Yang Group, right? And so it's unfortunate because I really enjoyed the actor up to this point, and I can tell his character is like taking a downturn because of the illness, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it was nice to watch, like, not the father son, but like the grandfather grandson relationship. They had a very good chemistry. I wish we saw more of it. Maybe more of Jin Yang-chul, training Jin Do-jun. I know, like, Jin Do-jun already, like, he's Hyun-woo, so he already knows everything, but, like, I felt like, I wish there was more of that. And I have to say, this is something I've been wondering since we began, and Jin Do-jun has been basically sailing through life because he knows everything that's going to happen. What happens when he runs out of, like, what happens when he gets to that 2022 era and he no longer knows the future? Because everything he's done up to this point is that he's been relying on his past memory, right, to basically make money. But what happens now when that ends. I mean, that said, Hyun-woo in the first life, in the first timeline, was actually very competent regardless, right? Like his character was very, very competent. So I guess it won't affect him so badly, given that at the like when he gets to that like point in 2022 where he no longer has power to like predict what's going to happen, right? He won't need it because at that point he'll probably be too big to fail, right? And really at that point he's just having good management, which Hyun-woo has, I guess. So I guess there's no problem in that sense. But I was thinking, oh my god, everything that he used basically up to this point is because he knows the past, right, and things that have happened. But that's not always going to happen. Also, Hyun will be so shocked in the future when he realizes that Jin Do-jun actually does not can no longer kind of predict the future, because I feel like Oseon is like the miracle investments folks are kind of relying on the fact that Jin Do-jun is always right, and it's going to be funny when Jin Do-jun comes to the point where he's just like, I don't know, I don't know what will happen, or because everything that he does up to this point is so confident that it'll be funny to see him in that era where he no longer can predict what's going to happen. He no longer knows what's going to happen. So yeah, it's I actually wish I don't think they will get to that point, because I think they will show him take over Sun Yang Group, and that's where the drama will end. But I wish that we would get to that point where we see, what happens, how he handles that point in his life where he no longer knows anything, right? But yeah, that's basically it for my review of episodes 9 to 11 of Reborn Rich. This podcast is on all major platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So, you guys can check it out there, or you can go to my website, www.dramasology.com, and you'll see all the episodes, all my social media and everything. I am on Facebook, facebook.com/Dramasology, if you guys want to leave me a message on what you want me to review. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.